Hi, welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 157. If I sound a little different, it's because I have been sick all week and I'm still not feeling 100%. But the show must go on, and we have some great news this week, and I have managed to gather some of it. Like Tesla sales in Germany is up over 900%. But Tesla is up in most countries right now, and the Model Y is speeding ahead of everyone else in 2023. Even Tesla China sets new sales record. But I thought there was a demand problem. Guess not. And I have a big announcement, so stay tuned for that. And all of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So, Tesla grew with a little bit in Germany in January, only about 900%. Yes, it was not just Denmark, as I reported on last week, that Tesla sales figures in Europe are growing fast. Denmark is a very small country and has a very little car market, but in the biggest car market in Europe, Tesla also did very well. The first month of the year is always the weakest for the German car market. However, it has shown even greater weakness this year and recorded a decline in sales down 2.6% from a year earlier, according to data from the Federal Motor Vehicle Administration. But the EV market fell even more, and the only manufacturer that stood out significantly was, yes, you guessed it, Tesla. Despite the overall trend, Tesla sold 4,241 vehicles and was able to register a staggering 912.2% sales growth compared to the same period last year. So EVs were actually down in the first month in Germany, but Tesla is not, which also means that Tesla is really getting a great head start in 2023. As Tesla sits on 23.4% of the BEV market in Germany in January, and is already, after the first month of the year, 60% ahead of the Volkswagen brand in Germany as an EV brand. And not surprisingly, the Model Y is sitting on the number one spot with more than double the amount of the runner-up, which is the ID.4 and the ID.5 combined sales. And the Model Y actually became the fourth best-selling car of any kind in Germany in January. And that is not only in Germany. If we look at the overall BEV market in Europe for January, with the numbers we have so far according to the EU-EV.com, the Model Y is already far out in front with 5,271 units sold. The runner-up was the Skoda Enyaq with 1,916 units sold. So not really a close race. So I showed you this chart from Roland in the last week news show, where we could see the crazy high sales in most of the European markets compared to January in 2021 and 2022. But we did not have Germany's numbers at that time. But as you can see, with more than 4,000 units sold, they would quite literally be off this chart. And that is despite the Berlin factory having been shut down for a couple of days because of holiday and maintenance. But Tesla also set a new sales record in China. In January, Tesla China posted a record delivery number of the month of January, producing and selling 66,051 vehicles. Export was almost the same as last year in January, but domestic sales were up 42%. So much for all the screaming about demand problem in China. As Roland pointed out on Twitter, Tesla had the best January ever and the best first month of a quarter ever for domestic sales in China. So a very good start to the year and no demand problem. But the story continues in China, as the overall car market was also down in China, like they are many places around the world. But in China, passenger vehicle retails sales were down 41% in January year over year. So very impressive from Tesla. When the whole market was down 41%, Tesla still grew. And that is despite the Chinese Lunar New Year, where the factory was shut down for the last 8 days of the month. Last year, the Lunar New Year was from the 31st of January to the 6th of February, so that did not impact the January numbers very much. So to still beat last year's numbers in January with 7 days less in production is a very good start to 2023 and should put to rest the rumors about no demand in China. No, it looks like there is no demand for cars in China, but Tesla is doing very well. The market was down 41%, but Tesla was up 10%. Not bad. But some of all those cars exported were of course shipped to Australia. And in January, Tesla Model 3 became the first electric car in history to be a top 3 car sold in Australia. And the 2 cars beating it was the Ford Ranger and the Toyota Hilux. So 2 pickup trucks. So that means that the Tesla Model 3 was the best selling passenger car in Australia in January. Not bad either. But we also just got the numbers from California, and it already happened last year. Tesla Model Y did become the best selling car of any kind in California in 2022. And the second best selling car was Tesla's Model 3. So Tesla sales were up 54.2% in the car market that was down 7.9%, but EVs was up 50%. And the biggest contributor to that was, of course, Tesla. Doesn't look like Elon's Twitter adventure has hurt the Tesla brand or demand whatsoever that many were so afraid of. Tesla seems to be doing quite all right. And do you want to become who you want to be in 2023? Well, today's sponsor Blinkist can help with exactly that. I have talked about them before, so I assume you know what Blinkist is. They take a whole book and take all the key takes away and put them into these 10 to 15 minutes blinks. So if you just take 15 minutes out of your busy day to listen to a blink, you can learn something new every single day in 2023 and get all the knowledge of a whole book every day in only 15 minutes. I personally would like to learn more about running a company and how to become a better leader. Also to understand Tesla as a company much better. So right now I'm going through all the blinks there is from Simon Sinek. If you don't know who that is, you are missing out. He has some of the most viewed TED Talks and lectures on YouTube and is a big inspiration. So I can highly recommend starting with the blink, The Infinity Game by Simon, to get some more understanding of the mistake many companies do in the pursuit of short-term gains and don't have the focus on the long-term game, or rather the infinity game, as Tesla does. But whatever you want to learn in 2023, Blinkist got you covered with more than 5,500 non-fiction titles to choose from. But Blinkist also has got a new feature called Blinkist Connect. It allows every Blinkist premium plan to be shared by 2 different accounts, so you can discuss and share blinks with your friends at no additional cost to you, and is free for the person you invite as long as you share it with them. So this is very cool. So you will get a 2 for the price of 1 here. But not only that, if you click my link below, you will get a 40% off Blinkist Premium membership. So start your 7-day free trial today by clicking my link down below and make 2023 the year you grow a little more every single day. And Elon did say about the Model Y a couple of years back that it had a chance to become the best-selling car in the world by revenue already in 2022 and by unit sales in 2023. So did it become the best-selling car in the world in 2022 by revenue? Well, Tesla's average selling price last year was $55,391. So if we use this average selling price for the Tesla Model Y to find out how much revenue the Model Y made last year, and we have just gotten the numbers from EV Volumes, and they have the Model Y at 771,000 units sold in 2022. So if we multiply that with the average selling price, we end up with almost $42 billion. Was this enough to make Elon's prediction come true? Did the Model Y become the best-selling car in the world in 2022 when it comes to revenue? Well, the car that sold the most units last year was the Toyota Corolla. It sold 1.12 million units, but the average selling price of a Corolla in 2022 was $23,894. So the total amount of revenue made by the Corolla was only just under $27 billion. So far behind Tesla's $42 billion. The number 2 best-selling car in the world was the Toyota RAV4 with about 870,000 units and an average selling price of $33,858. So a total amount of revenue of $29.5 billion. Then there is the Ford F-Series. That is of course a truck and not a car, but still, let's check it out. It sold 790 units and the average selling price of the F-150 last year was $60,553. Wow, I thought the electric car was supposed to be the expensive one. As you can see, the F-150 series average selling price was $10,000 more in 2022 than it was in 2021. And that means that the Ford F-150 series did become the world's best-selling car when it comes to revenue with about $47.8 billion. So the Model Y did not become the best-selling car of any kind in the world in 2022 in revenue, but it did become the second best-selling car in the world in 2022 in terms of revenue, only about $5.8 billion behind the F-150 series. That is kind of a truck. But had Ford kept their average selling price from 2021, the Model Y would have become the best-selling car in the world. But a good second place in 2022 in revenue, so very good prediction from Elon Musk, not far off here. And Ford only have about 15% gross margin compared to Tesla's 25%. So if we look at profits, the Tesla Model Y did become the best-selling car in the world in 2022 by profits. Ford F-150 would have about $7.2 billion in profits and the Tesla Model Y about $10.5 billion. And remember, this was the car that short sellers like Mark Spiegel didn't believe would ever be made. He called it vaporware, and good old Bob Lutz thought it was so ugly that he could not see who would ever buy that car. Well, here we are. As Elon said, it had a chance to become the best-selling car by revenue in 2022, but definitely by units in 2023. Well, the Model Y was the second best-selling car in the entire world by revenue. So Elon was much closer to predicting the future than any of the other clowns here. Remember what Mark Spiegel said about Tesla building a factory in China back in 2018 when he called the Model Y a vaporware car?
Tesla could announce a Chinese factory deal, tomorrow, right? And people are, and Phil LeBeau on CNBC would talk about spike the stock $30. It would be freaking meaningless. There is already millions of electric car capacity either there now or there long before that factory can be open, and they'll just be a drop in the ocean if they don't go bankrupt first.
The Tesla China factory would be meaningless. Well, in 2022, it was the biggest single car factory in the world. No other single car factory in the world built as many cars in 2022 as the Tesla Shanghai factory. So not quite meaningless, Mark. And this year, Tesla have 2 new factories pumping out Model Ys, and I have no doubt that it will become the best-selling car in the world in 2023. And I do have a great new announcement this week that I'm very excited about. Firstly, I am launching a new website, bestintesla.com, where you can find my brand new merchandise store with a lot of cool new merch like this big duffel bag or the market cap. Yes, you can get the market cap on the new web store as a dad cap or the more smooth fitty cap. And yes, it does says market cap on the back. Or a signed copy of my book. I have some people asking for that. Or a cool new water bottle or coffee mug or joggers or Bernies and much more. But that is only part of it. If you want to really support Best in Tesla News Show and the EV revolution here, now is your chance. As I'm going to make an exclusive club of maximum of 100 persons. So if you want to be a part of it, the new executive producer team, well, hurry up and sign up today, as it will be limited to 100 persons. But what do you get as an executive producer? Well, firstly, I will make these news articles every day, Monday to Friday, that will be posted on the little members community, where I will write the first little part of the article and show you how long time it takes to read it. So you can quickly see if this is something you want to read and have the time to do so. Then just click the little link and it will take you to the news articles where you can see charts and pictures and videos and much more. This is just an example, but from Monday I will start making news articles every single day to my executive producers. But you will also get your own little video series called Becoming News, where I by Thursday or Friday will make a little video going through all the news I have collected during the week and getting ready to put them into my Sunday news show. So you will get all the news 2 to 3 days before everybody else. So you will get most of the news during the week in the news articles, of course, but also a quick summary of what is becoming my news show in my video series Becoming News. And both the articles and the video series, you can of course leave your comments and thoughts if there is something I get wrong or completely misunderstood, or you have other ideas. So together in this little exclusive community, we can hopefully lift the news shows to new highs. But there is more, because you will also get access to my knowledge bank, because all the research I have done through the last 3.5 years with all my videos, I have them all as a script, so it's actually searchable, and you will get access to all of that as well. And I use it myself all the time, like when Caterpillar made an electric dumper. I knew I talked about that e-dumper before, but I couldn't remember when and where, but a quick search in my knowledge bank and I could see that it was in my new show, episode 27. Yes, that's quite a long time ago, but here it is, and even with a link to the article. And that is what you will also get access to going forward. This bank will of course get bigger and bigger as time goes by, and I will make sure to leave as many links in the new script you will get access to, so you can take a deeper dive into the topics of your choosing. But there is more, because you will also get access to my hypercharts here, where I have a dashboard with all Tesla's financials, but I have all the financial data from Tesla from the last 15 years gathered in this one place, including a little stock watch list, so we can keep an eye on Tesla stock and what it's doing, the AEPS and the PE and the volume trade and much more. So that is Tesla's data looking backwards for the last 15 years, but you will also get access to my prediction tracker for Tesla's production, where I try to predict what the different factories will produce. And you will also get access to my little workstation here, where I also have the dashboard with some of my charts, but also all the data behind it I use to make these charts and much more. And I will of course make some small videos to you all going through all of this, so you know what my thoughts behind them is and how you can use it yourself. And this will of course just get better and better as time goes by, but I will limit the executive producers to 100 persons to get a nice little exclusive community. So when we are 100 members, you will no longer be able to get access to all of this. Actually, I already have a supporter. I promised to get access to this, so it is actually only 99 spots left. So don't wait too long to decide if you want to be part of this exclusive little community of exclusive producers of the Best in Tesla News Show. If you find this interesting, head over to my website bestintesla.com and hit the members button. And everyone else, go nuts on the merch store. I will do a 10% discount on everything during the next week to celebrate the new store and website. So grab your market cap or some of all the other cool merch, and thank you for the support. And executive producers will of course always get 10% off all merch, so you don't have to hurry for that, only to become an executive producer. And most importantly, you will of course also get an executive producer t-shirt. But if you want to support the show, there is also a donation option on my website. But I also had some people asking me, could I make a podcast? Well, you will also find that on my website as well, as I have made the Best in Tesla podcast, where I will make an audio-only version of the new show going forward. So a lot of cool new stuff here, and hope to see some of you as an executive producer. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. Mehmet wrote on Twitter, "Hey Elon, a massive earthquake in Turkey, a neighboring country. Severe communication shortages are happening. Any chance you can help with Starlink satellites?" And Elon replied, "Starlink is not approved by Turkish government yet. SpaceX can send as soon as approved." Yep, every country needs to approve this as fast as possible, so they can always rely on help from Starlink if their communication should go down. And Drive Tesla wrote about Elon's tweet about Starship might launch in March, but Elon replied, attempting to launch in March, success is far from certain, but excitement is guaranteed. And thanks to the wolf pack that make drones videos about the Tesla Berlin factory, we can see the mountain of casting that Tesla has made. Just look at all of these casting. That is a lot of cars that's going to be built. A company that seems to completely have given up on EVs is Mazda. The only electric car they have is the MX-30 that only sold in 2022 in the US in a total amount of 324, while the cumulative number is 514 units in 17 months. Nothing has been more clearly a compliance car than this. And in January, they sold 9 units in the US. So if they keep those high numbers up, they might end up with a total sales in 2023 just above 100 units. Wow. But it does also cost about $34,000 with 100 miles of range and 40 kilowatt charging. It is a tough bargain over the Tesla Model 3 standard range with the EV tax incentive, and in some states they even have their own incentive on top of the federal one, so you can find that car in some states cheaper than the little Mazda. Yeah, those 9 people that bought the Mazda must be really hardcore Mazda fans. And Tesla also posted job seeking a legal counsel for its European insurance operations. The automaker said that Tesla Insurance will be a full-stacked in-house insurance that is rethinking the way our customers experience insurance and protect their Tesla products. Oh yes, this would be so awesome if they can get that up and running this year. That would just add a little more profits to Tesla's economy. And Elon tweeted, version 11 has been tougher than expected as it is a significant re-architecture of the neural network, plus many more neural networks replacing C++, hoping to ship version 11.3 at the end of the week. Sounds like a really big update. Can't wait to see what this one can do. And Bill Gates, that is shorting Tesla, is out after Elon once again and called Elon's vision of eventually colonizing Mars as a very expensive and not good use of his finance, as it could be spent on other things to improve life here on Earth. Well, dear Bill, Elon is improving life here on Earth as fast as he can, trying to accelerate the world to sustainable energy. But all of that does not matter if we never become a multi-planet species, because in 500 million years the sun will swallow the Earth and kill everything on it. So for survival of our species and consciousness as we know it, we do need to get off this rock. And for the first time in almost 5 billion years, this window of opportunity is open, and we don't know for how long. So no, Bill, what SpaceX is doing is the most important project we humans will ever do. Sorry, Bill, I thought you were a bit more clever. And only a couple of weeks ago I reported that BYD might buy one of Ford's European factories, but it seems that BYD has come to its senses. In a recent interview, BYD Executive Vice President Stella Lee said the automaker is more likely to explore the construction of its own EV plant in Europe rather than acquire Ford's facility. No target countries to build facility yet. What does seem clear, however, is that Ford's plant is off the table and BYD will seek land in Europe elsewhere. Just as I said in my video about Ford this week and their facilities, they are not an asset but a problem. BYD doesn't even want to buy the old, outdated factories that will never become as efficient as building a new one from the ground up. And that seems to be exactly what BYD wants to do. Good move from BYD, not so good for Ford. And Dylan Loomis from Electrified has a source that gave him the actual production rate of the Lathrop Megapack factory, and his source is saying that they are right now at a run rate about 12 megapacks per day. So that would turn out to be about 4,200 units a year, or about 42% of its full capacity. So that's not bad, and they will of course be ramping up from here on out. It is only a question of how fast can they actually ramp up. But already a nice big number of megapacks coming out of that factory today. And Tesla sent out invitation to their investor day this week, and Elon wrote on Twitter, Master Plan 3. The path to a fully sustainable energy future for Earth will be presented on March the 1st. The future is bright. Awesome. Can't wait to hear more about that on March the 1st. And Elon did tweet a period and nothing else, but I think he was just trying to say that he's done writing the Master Plan 3. And Curry from Monroe did a good guess what the picture was. And it seems to be the side of the car stacked with the two door openings. Well, Master Plan 3 is all about extreme scale, so that would make a lot of sense. And we have another example this week, just how far behind the other OEMs are when it comes to software. Volkswagen has issued a recall on about 21,000 ID4s. Owners will have to visit a dealership to have the software update to fix the battery management control module issue, among other issues. Very inconvenient for the owners and quite embarrassing that they still can't fix a software issue with an over-the-air software update in 2023. And full self-driving cars are causing mayhem in San Francisco streets, official says, because they constantly get stuck. So guess Cruise and Waymo still have quite a long way to go. Meanwhile, Hallmark's catalog shows off yet another drive with zero human inputs on Tesla's full self-driving beta program. Yeah, there's just no contest. And Jim Cramer just said that he would rather buy Tesla stock over Ford or GM. Yes, the guy that was heavily invested in Ford said he would rather own Tesla. Even his co-host was very surprised.
Which would you rather own, Jim, Tesla or Ford? If you had to decide.
Now Tesla.
Wait, what was that? What was that?
Now
Tesla?
My travel trust owns Ford. Look, that was a really bad miss.
Wow.
And Jim Farley has to make this quarter. I'm selling that stock.
We had the music up,
That's
but
it.
he said Tesla over Ford and GM.
Well, no, Tesla's got no more insider selling. I thought that was good.
That's good.
Well, and Ron Barron's going to come in tomorrow, and he's going to say it's worth 1,000. Well, you're going to fight that. Tomorrow you'll be asking me, like, wow, what do you think? I said, well, I bought it ahead of Ron Barron.
And if we look at this chart for Europe, we can see the trend right now. ICE is falling fast and will be less than 50% market share in 2023. And we can see BEVs is the one gaining the most. And then we have hydrogen. Look at that BMW. Hydrogen cars is 0.0% of the market. Yeah, good idea wasting money pursuing that. I think you can have that 0.0% all to yourself. And GM didn't learn the lesson from last year's Super Bowl when the other OEMs made EV ads. The search for Tesla skyrocketed. And even Jim Farley was out saying, if you ever see EV ads from us at the Super Bowl, sell your stock. But GM just don't get it. New ad for the Super Bowl coming right up. Tesla thanks you. But not everything is running smoothly for Tesla. I have a follower in Thailand that has ordered his Tesla Model Y Performance. But it has been a nightmare to get the paper and documents in order to actually be able to get the car. And he has also talked with people in Bangkok that are saying that the people that are out test driving the cars with the customers don't know much about the car or the company. So all in all, it sounds like Tesla in Thailand is quite the circus right now. So if you work at Tesla or can get a hold of Elon or know anyone from Tesla in Thailand, please let them know that the Thailand seems to be quite the mess and could end up giving Tesla a bad reputation in the country. So I hope they will get that under control very soon. And I saw this chart this week showing Tesla's BEV sale versus a whole bunch of legacy automakers. I'm not even going to read them all, just look at this list of OEMs. But Tesla is actually keeping up here. The old guys can't even pull away from Tesla combined. So much for the competition that all wanted to lead. Or if you look at this one, well, someone is leading. And look at Ford and GM down there in the bottom. Oh, so cute they are. And EV battery packs, once they are no longer suitable for the road, remains a key concern among EV skeptics. A response to these concerns is currently being demonstrated in California by B2U Storage Solution, an Los Angeles-based startup that is using second-hand EV batteries as energy storage system that can support the grid. The battery storage system, which is composed of 1,300 old electric car batteries, is believed to be the first of its kind, and this system is promising, with the B2U CEO Freeman Hall stating that the batteries earned $1 million last year, providing power into the wholesale energy market. Nice. And we all know about the US government EV tax incentive, but there are also state incentive as well. And in the state of Oregon, the Tesla Model 3 standard range can be acquired for as little as $27,000. So you can almost get your $25,000 Tesla today in Oregon. Nice. And SpaceX did make their Starship static fire test this week, setting off 33 Raptor engines. Or, as Elon explained on Twitter, team turned off one engine just before start and one stopped itself, so 31 engines fired overall. But still enough engines to reach orbit. Oh yeah. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest patrons and members of this new show. My new patron producers, Dog Pauly, and my two YouTube members, Kenneth N and Goldie1. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week, and this week's winner is SNS. He has been a Be Nice and You Are member for more than 23 months. Thank you so much for all the support, and please contact me on this email down below so I can send you your Supporter of the Week t-shirt. Thanks. And let's end off with a bit of fun. That is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to a donation options in the show notes. And also as simple as hitting the super like button. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible, and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.